Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to explain about discourse information and structure, especially in this location. As the last speaker, I will explain to you about the left dislocation and right dislocation. First is left dislocation. Left dislocation is conventional pronoun appears in the marked constituent's canonical position. For example, I bet she had a nervous breakdown. That's not good thing. Goldstone, you have them out and they're out. But a nervous breakdown. It is very bad. Here, the direct object pronounced them is coreferential with the sentence initial constituent gallstone. Left dislocation is also functional distinct from preposing. As we have seen, preposing construction constitute a functionally undivided class in that the preposed constituent consistently represents information standing in a contextually license possess a relationship with information evoked in or inferable from the prior context. No such requirement holds for left dislocation. According Prince, 1997 argues that there are three types of left dislocation, or LD, distinguishable on functional grounds. Types 1, left dislocation, what Prince calls is simplying LDS. Simplying left dislocation serves to simplify the discourse prepossessing of discourse new entities by removing them from a synthetic position. This favor for discourse new entities and creating a spirit processing unit for them. Once that unit is processed and they have become discourse old, they may comfortably occur in their position within the clause as pronouns. For example, two of my sisters were living together on 18th Street. They had gone to bed and this man, their girlfriend's husband, came in. He started pushing with my sister and he started to scream. The landlady, she went up, laid her out. Here, the landlady is new to the discourse and presumably to the hearer as well. However, the speaker is introducing her via and noun phrase is in subject position, a position disfavor for introducing new information. The dislocated noun phrase creates a new information unit and thus, according to Prince, is processing. The other two types of left dislocation triggering opposites interference and amnestying an island violation typically do, according to Prince, involve discourse old information. This stands in stark contrast to true preposing construction in which the preposed constituent must represent a discourse old linked to the prior discourse. The next one is right dislocation. Right dislocation involves the non-canonical placement of an argument of the verb in postverbal position. Right dislocation, or RD, does not require the postverbal noun phrase to represent new information. Consider the right dislocation, A, below the waterfall, and this was the most astonishing sight of all. A whole mass of enormous glass pipes were dangling down into the river, somewhere high up in the ceiling. They really were enormous, those pipes. There must have been a dozen of them at least, and they were sucking up the brownish muddy water from the river and carrying it away to goodness nowhere. B. Cannot write much, as I've been away from here for a week and have to keep up appearance. But did Diana mention the desk drama? That took your old desk over to her house to have it sent out, but he didn't check to see what was in it, and forgot that I had been keeping all my vital documents in there, like my tax returns and pay stubs and bank statements. Luckily, Diana thought that stuff looked important, so she took it out before giving the desk over to the movers. She's smart cookie, that Diana, or personal letter. In each of these examples, the sentence final constituent represents information that has been evoked either explicitly or implicitly in the prior discourse. The function of that previous researchers have poised for right dislocation, in fact, have generally assumed that the dislocated noun phrase must represent information that is given or inferable within the discourse. For example, Davidson 1984 argues that right dislocation marks the reference of the distinguished. According to Davidson 1984 argues, right dislocation marks the reference of the dislocated noun phrase as the topic, and thus also has having a discourse attention. Antecedent, and according to Schiff and Gross, 1994 argues, right dislocation identifies a situationally or textually evoked entity as the most silent entity available for subsequent reference. Thus, right dislocation cannot be viewed as a marking information that is new in any sense, and in this way differs from existential and presentational, their insertion or functional grounds. As we argue in previous work, according to Biner and Ward 1996, the difference in function can attribute to the anaphoric pronoun of right dislocation. Given that the marked noun phrase in a right dislocation is conferential with the pronouns, and that the pronouns is anaphoric, and therefore represent a discourse old with pronouns entity, it's followed that the marked noun phrase must also reference in the same discourse old entity. Thus, it is not accidentally that right dislocation does not require the marked noun phrase to represent new information. The presence of the pronoun, in fact, precludes such a possibility. I think that's all from my explanation. I hope you can understand what I explained before. Thank you for having me. See you in another chance. Thank you.